All right, we are live. Let's get the people in here. Let's see if I have posted this now. Posted. Okay. So we are live. I'm going to wait for some people to come in. I'm a little bit early. A couple of minutes early here, but that's okay. Oh shit, I had this better. All right, good enough. Good enough. Hello, Robert F. With an A, not Sandro. A. With an A. Robert F. You there, early bird, as I am. I kind of started this a little early today. Hello, hello, Servana. To pronounce your name, Servan Kumar. Did I say that right? Servan Kumar? Good evening, good evening. It's a long name. Saravan. Sarah, yes, you are. Saravan Kumar. Okay, good. Very long name. First name. Is there a short version? Is there a short version people call you? Just curious, or that's because maybe it's easy to call you, but that's a long first name. Even the last name's long. Wow. Oh, so that's Saravana is the shorter form. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So we got 7 people in. So we're going to wait for a few more people to come in, and then we're going to talk about the market, about the facts, and we'll see how things go. Maybe we'll take some questions. Because right now it's 9 o'clock right now, right? So we just, even though I started a few minutes early, but that gets it out there. I wonder if some people did any. But hey, you know, I did tell the time, so we'll see how it goes. It is a time thing. Hello, Dexter. You just arrived now, I assume. Now we're 1 minute into the live stream, so that's usually live streams you need a few minutes, and I actually started a few minutes early. I want to have a certain amount of people in first before we go. It's only 1 minute in, right? So I got to give people a little bit of time. And then it won't matter. And then who comes, they come when they come, and we'll just have to listen to the live stream afterwards, right? The live stream is there for people to see it, hear it, being able to ask questions. You know, if you want to succeed in life, you do what it takes to succeed, you know. That's the way I look at it, right? I know I have the right mindset. A lot of people do not have the right mindset. They just do not have the right mindset. Life isn't about, you're not going to have all amazing great days all the time. There's going to be, even when you're doing all the right things, you're going to have some difficult times. But the question is, are you right the big picture the majority of the time? And the answer is we are. And that's how we can prepare for comebacks, making great gains. And I have some ideas on my sleeve. And I'm gonna be explaining this, why this market isn't so easy, and how, if you look at it this way, we are set up for another bounce, right? So just as people are becoming to get bearish, well, as you can see here, we're going to get going here. We got a flag, right? So you can't look at the 200-day moving average. It means nothing. You see, before we had the 200, we went below the 200-day average. Everybody was, oh! Remember I talked about the 260? You remember the reversal? Oh, people were worrying. We made all kinds of money. Nvidia, Goldman Sachs. Now, what happened here? Well, this time, guess what? Goldman Sachs, if we look at, led the market, was one of the culprits, but an Apple as well. Apple changed, something happened for some reason with Apple. Could have been what the CEO said about China on a temporary basis. But if you can see, when the market did flip, okay, Goldman Sachs, you know, when the market didn't want to drop, Goldman Sachs went up. And Goldman Sachs really started getting weak. And guess what? But considering that the SPY, that Goldman Sachs has dropped so much and the SPY is still up, tells you that the market is not as bearish as people think it is. Because when Goldman Sachs led the market higher and it fell harder, the market did not fall as hard, right? Let me show you the analogy here. So Goldman Sachs was higher and the market was lower. Goldman Sachs is lower and the market is higher. You see, this is the kind of skills and analysis skills that the stock clown or most old world thinkers do not have. Because people think that they're going to understand fundamentals. They're going to, no one knows, fundamentals don't help anybody. To a point, okay? What's a good company? But then the market, the ultimate decision is, and the market does things that baffles most. So what my system is based on, what is the market saying? And you need to look at a lot of facts, a lot of, not just, you know, I look at my scans and I look at what key stocks are doing, and you have to have this kind of analysis skills, right? The market is not so simple, right? High skill level, right? People who think, say, they study fundamentals are going to win? No, they're not going to win because they don't know what the stuff I'm talking about. Reading the market is how you win. There's no other way. It's reading the market. And even when you read the market, even if your system is a great winner like my system, doesn't mean it's infallible, that things are going to happen because things change. The market changes its mind like it did with Apple. So let's take a look at Apple here. So AAPL. Now AAPL, you know, we had some losses in this, you know, definitely right now. Now, we could still flip, but right now, I don't like AAPL. And it doesn't mean that AAPL is bearish either. It is still 186, and it wouldn't take very much for it to reclaim 200 and plus when it comes back in favor. Why did they pull it back like this? Who knows, right? That is not, what's up, man? That's not for us to, big picture, Apple is going to go higher. But right now, this is not the stock that I'm looking for making money comebacks. So let me give you an example here. So then you got things like Facebook, right? I'll give you an example here. Now, Facebook is not in favor in the media stock, but Twitter is, right? So you notice that, you know, Twitter isn't more in favor, as it actually was up. It was pulled back by the market, but it is still up for the day. Interesting thing, AMD, right? So I talked about AMD. AMD is still a winning plan. Regardless, that's why I did choose January calls for a reason, but I knew that this stock does favor higher prices. And even with the market being somewhat lower, but it's still higher, by the way, right? Because let's bring up the SPY here, right? So that's lower. So this is lower, this is a lower high, right? Flag pattern, right? So PowerTarget Trade talks again about this, right? I talked about the defense over here, and we flipped big time. This pullback, I said, we don't know. It pulled back, and one of the factors was two factors. First, it was Goldman Sachs, and then Apple going out of favor for whatever reason. But not all stocks are acting weak. Then you see something like an AMD and Twitter, even certain sectors certain stocks are stronger and can be more in favor. Disney, by the way, interesting stock. Again, is another example. In the entertainment section, if we look at something like Netflix and FLX, these were winning stocks that were in favor, Netflix and Ruko, but are not in favor right now. So you don't want to go into those. Those can chop around, right? You don't want to go into these right now for long positions. I talked about DIS, right? What has the chance to make money? What's in favor? So you have to make adjustments. Apple's not in favor right now, so I'm not focusing on Apple. We have others focuses, right, that we're going to be talking about inside of Power Group Trades. I have some nice plans to get some nice dollar bills that we'll be sharing in other live streams. Adaptive thinking. What that means is even when you are right, when you do all the right things, right, you can still get caught. Some of your plans might not work out. Excuse me. Some of your plans might not work out. However, is the SPY, listen, is the SPY higher or lower? It is still higher. You see, old world thinker like Stock Clown, still wrong, 225. Will laugh at certain things because he's a troll, but doesn't realize he's massively wrong, everything still. This is a person that can never succeed, big time. Of course, when you trade like him, 5 shares here, 10 shares there, and are willing to be wrong 100 points, you can't make a lot of money. No. As I showed you people, we're able to make, we've made 600-700% gains in stuff like Amazon, Google, okay? But that's because of being able to see the right direction. And that's what I'm very specialty at doing, big picture direction. And at the cost of big picture direction, sometimes you're going to have things that don't work out. But when you have the big picture direction, the comebacks, you will come back because you're mentally trained to accept that small loss because the big winners are coming your way. Kyle Boussard, this I don't know, Kakatsu. It's one of those, yo. So, bull flag. Market can flip still. Not below the 200 means nothing. It was below the 200. What would the Stock Clown said? More pain coming your way. Boom. It flew up. See, he won't talk about that. That's big picture thinking. Nobody knew the market would pull back like that. It happened to be, and I'll tell you where it came from, Goldman Sachs. I'm going to show this here. Goldman Sachs. The change. Simple as this. This has caused what I believe. However, look, let's think of it this way. When the SPY was lower, look, I want to make this clear, people. Big picture thinking. When the SPY was lower, Goldman Sachs was higher. Goldman Sachs is lower, SPY is higher. What that means is the market favors higher still, not lower, higher. And there's going to be a flip. They get the donkey shorts to get in, squeeze can come. Just like that. Look. Not going to come, no, Apple flips around quickly. That's a good sign. I don't know right now. That's not my, I know there's other stocks that are more clear to me. So I focus on what's more clear. You know, what's the point on focusing on what's not in favor when the stocks that are in favor are going to pay? AMD is paying still, even with all this the garbage. See, Stock Clown, let's talk about AMD. Stock Clown, still wrong, AMD. And when AMD goes up, the squish I'm going to give him, squish. Still wrong from when I told people that it was a reversal. Now, who's the big picture? Who's right now? Who? Me. Big picture always wins. Remember this, people. The big picture expert, always, big picture leader, always wins because AMD is still higher. Stock Clown, old world thinkers, wrong. And they're wrong majority of the time. They make baby dollars in comparison for dollar-to-dollar analysis skills. And are wrong, and listen, if you want to be wrong, if you want to try to think you can catch every blip in the market, you're going to miss huge gains. We won't. We will catch the big gains at the cost of making some losses here and there. It's normal. All right now, how far is this flag coming down? 260, no. Not necessarily, Robert. That's not what I say. Let me put it to you this way. So you asked me a question. Okay. We do have a gap to fill. Okay. Okay. And what's the high? So what is a possibility is them coming, and I say possibility, is them coming for the gap, but quickly flipping. At the same time, the market can flip. It really depends. See, it really depends how hard they crack through 268. So there's pivot points in the SPY. Okay, so it's a matter of the SPY telling us something. But what's clear to me is, how do you explain a stock like AMD? You got to understand that AMD was up 6% today. 6%, right? And that's something that tells you something. The market is not simple, right? It is shifting in favor, right? I mean, that's impressive. AMD up 6%. AMD a winning plan still, right? Whereas something like Apple was not a winning plan. That's a shift of favor, right? It's as simple as that, right? So we're going to be focusing on the best possible setups and reversals. What are the good reversals? I have a plan intact for that. And then we're going to talk about that winning plan when it comes out, when that happens. So I don't care about the SPY coming down a bit more. It can come down a bit more. What I am focusing on is what it does favor of doing, and that is for reversing. Because it's not simple, right? I mean, if people are thinking it's bearish, that's good. That's what we want. You got to understand one thing, Robert. Look at this. Look at this. See that the average is 265.82. Okay. On a monthly candle, we did not close. We've had monthly candles like this before. 2 months. And then it's been just... Market is still, as a stock clown doesn't realize how stupid and wrong he is, it's a massive uptrend. So pullbacks are normal. It's just normal. Yeah, Amazon is something we're going to be talking about. Well, this is a stock we're going to be paying attention to. And I have a plan for Amazon. But let's go to Amazon. I want to make a point here. Look at Amazon, how strong this is. Just zoomed out over there. So this is a bullish bearish market now. It's that simple. Clowns, clown city everywhere, man. Clown. It's normal the market pulled back, but look where the SPY still is. You have to understand the stock clown, which is an old world thinker, was calling the SPY a bubble at 225 and is still massively wrong. 5,000 points. 5,000 points, massively, even with the market pulling back. So, stock clown. There's so many clowns out there. There's just so many clowns out there. Clown city, man. Clown city. So look at the SPY. You tell me now. Let me zoom out here. That's a bearish market. Oh, yeah. It's just too high. It was too high at 225, right? And it goes to where? 225 was too high. We went to 293. I said 300. Who's closer? The guy who said it was too high at 225 or the guy who said 300? Again, big picture leader wins a game. There you go. Clowns get... that's right, Robert. Damn clown, man. Damn clown. Damn clown won't show up to the streams, though, eh? Too chicken. I like him to argue with me about what he said about the SPY and how wrong he is the SPY and how wrong he is BA and how wrong he is Apple. Still, to this day. You know, it was too high at 140 and Apple goes to 230 before making a pullback now. Keep that in mind, people. They all come down, he says, right? No. Garbage comes down, but things don't have to come down. Look at Amazon. The SPY was wrong and still, look at Amazon. I want to make a point here. Do you know that Amazon could fall to 1,300? I'm not saying it's going to do that, and it's still a bullish stock. It's so strong, the trend. You're not going to see that from the day, and even by the daily. This sucker can make a move like you won't believe it when it wants to. Anyways, we wait for the new signals. Who said the market was going to make things easy? But I assure you, people, we will have a plan. We will be making money. Last time in December, in February, I'll tell you the story, true story here, FedEx. I was struggling. I remember this right over here. And I was talking, this is back in 2017, December. And I want you guys to realize this. So things weren't looking so good right now, we'd say. But PowerTarget Trade was talking about a massive reversal. And boom! I crushed the clown. I crushed all the naysayers because I was massively correct. And not only that, the money. Oh, the money we made in the options were phenomenal. PowerTarget Trade, that's what I'm about. Identifying big opportunities when people are all fearful and are making the little pennies here and there, and then they miss out big stuff like FedEx. We're going to catch some big, juicy gains because PowerTarget Trade is a big picture leader. I'm not a little penny leader. No. So, you want to talk about losses? Well, then talk about what the stock clown. The stock clown admitted going short this. Didn't realize he was massively wrong. Well, I was massively right. That's why I destroy all clowns out there. All big mouths out there. I kill them. They have no chance against my understanding of the market. And that's what I want to do. I want to understand why something happens. See, people want to say they think they were right, and they don't even know why they're right. Right? Why did the market pull back? I told you why. Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs. Let's put up Goldman Sachs. See? But no one tells you this stuff, right? They just think that it was this. This is the reason. Think about this carefully. I want you to understand this. Goldman Sachs didn't go down when the SPY was at 260, and I looked at that as a reversal signal. Was I right? Let's take a look at the SPY. So let's take a look at this time over here, the 29th, right? I'm going to go with the SPY here. I'm going to teach people. This is advanced thinking, and we look at stuff in my group beyond what most. So here's the 29th. Notice that Goldman Sachs not going down. The SPY magically reverses up at the end of the day, and a lot of key stocks held key levels. And then we got a massive reversal. Stock clown, see that? No. Wrong completely. I explained that Goldman Sachs was the reason, and it's the same reason why the market pulled back, but I'm explaining this. This time, the market is stronger while Goldman Sachs is weaker, so you have an inverse effect. The SPY can't go lower, but Goldman Sachs went lower this time. Now that effect is over. The SPY is looking for a new meaning to go up higher. And we are set up for that, right? We are set up to come back and test the 285 on the low end to 290. PowerTarget Trade says that's what's going to be happening this year. That's what I think. High odds. And hello there. And we will be prepared with great plans. The best plans. Because for all you know, this market's setting up for a great December. Stock clown John. Stock bookie clown. Wrong since 225. Wrong Apple since 140. Wrong BA since 200. These are the clowns out there that when the market when they have the little drop, they don't even know why the market drops. And then people buy into these people. Oh, look, I'm right. I'm finally right. He cries. He's been crying, grandma, since September 2016 and 17. Still wrong to this day. And he wants to claim that he has any skill against PowerTarget Trade. The guy owes me $40 million already. If he was a man enough to challenge me plan on options, he already would have to pay me $40 million, guaranteed, guaranteed. That's what my stats show, $40 million. It's possible, Robert, but you know what? We don't need to know. You know what, Robert? As an adaptive thinker, the market that's an anticipation. You know, that makes the most sense to me what's going on here. And it's very valid. It's a very high probability, Robert. But things can change, Robert. And we're not going to fight the market. I'm not going to be like a stock clown and say, no, it's got to go up. I still say that the market favors this right now. Okay. And if you look at it, we kind of realign with the lower. You see, look at this. I'll give you an example, people. I want to talk about this. Is really good. Great lesson. Yeah. Here's SPY. Lower high, you know, higher low, whatever, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. And they broke that here, right? And then people like the stock on think, it's going down. Now, what they've done is created new higher lows. Here's our new higher low with a flag. Donkey clown. Donkey analysts out there. And what this flag sets us up is to come and test these areas. How we do that gives us more information. And then PowerTarget Trade has more plans and more information from the market, making powerful plans and more money. Well, a stock clown will be wrong again, massively. And if I see that the market goes negative, well, we'll have negative plans too. But in no way did I anticipate, because we have stocks like AMD recovering beautifully today. And where you got Apple, the darling, out of favor now. This is market changing its mind. Temporarily, though. There's a reason for everything. We're never going to understand all the reasons, right? But that's what happened. You know, that's what happened. It's simple. There's nothing to. There's a reason, and I understand, and what I do differently is study the reasons, and that's why I have an edge over everybody, because I have studied reasons. Why, and I study and study and study. You're up against someone who puts time like you wouldn't believe, and I know my system works. I know it's revolutionary. And I'm going to make catch some massive gains. I'm preparing to catch some massive gains while people are clueless, happy to make little pebble moves because they're making them now. Don't worry, market's going to trick a lot of people, and the stock clown as well. The stock clown already lost anyways. I mean, the guy's underwater hundreds of positions. They come in, he holds. No one trades like that unless you have a certain size account. But even then, that guy that says he's admitted, he only goes in small. Why? Little by little. Money. No. Go in with real shares to see if you can do what you're doing. Go in with thousands of shares. 2,000, 3,000. He won't do that. He goes with options, and he buys baby options. He doesn't buy real options. The guy's a clown. Oh, stock clown is the stock bookie. Number one clown on StockTwits. StockTwits is a clown city, and he's the king clown. It's full of clown StockTwits. Just people talking, don't even know why. They're just guessing, you know. And I exposed the clown, and they didn't like that I exposed the clown. This clown didn't like me burning him left, right, and center. So he cried like a baby. Wah! Wah! StockTwits! PowerTarget Trade! He's making fun of me! Yeah, Netflix is out of favor, money flow. Forget about Netflix. See, we gotta look for we gotta always flip. Look at, like I said in the beginning, Netflix and Roku were in favor and Disney wasn't. Now, if there's a media stock to focus on, it's Disney. Disney, okay? Not Netflix. Not Netflix. Netflix? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You know. That's the thing. Money flow. Just right now. Okay. Let me show you something. So here's Netflix, right? And then here's Roku, right? Now these are not in favor, right? Let's think about this, right? But then look at Disney, right? So my opinion, the money is going into this stock. Look at the difference in trend. Now this sucker was out of favor. I tell you, my friend, this is the safest investment you can make for high odds. This is a slower move. In other words, you got to hold this longer. We're not in this yet. But if there's something that I would focus on, it's what's in favor. You got a market that's pulled back in a flag pattern, and this sucker doesn't want to break down. In fact, was breaking up. What do you think it's going to do when the market starts to flip? Money is definitely went into Disney. That's all I can tell you. That's what the stocks are telling us. We'd like to see and plans for this week, coming week, and months to make great money. Well, that's inside of Power Group Trades. You got to get yourself a Power Group Trades. So what you got to do is you got to study my pin tweet video. Look at my videos on my YouTube channel. Lots of great information there. What is AAAI? It's a stock that probably I wouldn't bother with, to be honest with you. What the hell is this? No, it can't be 8. What's the symbol? Oh, AAL. Okay. It's an air. Is that? Oh, that's the airline. Yeah. No, airlines are not in favor because you got oil, and this is something I would not focus on. Like again, we need to focus on what's in favor, and that's what we do inside of Power Group Trades. That's how we have a high win rate. Now, do we lose sometimes? You bet your bottom dollar. I mean, you know, this is going to happen. But the key is to have a comeback plan and be focused and stick to your guns, and we will always make. I can assure you this. Listen. FedEx was against me. This is an example. 50%, and it turned out to be massive winner. Do you know that if a person, even if you buy just $1,000 worth of FedEx, the 225 calls, those turn to 10K, 1,000 to 10K days. No. PowerTarget Trade, I know what I'm talking about, people. I talk about these experiences because there's lessons in them. While we made massive gains at FedEx, the stock clown lost money shorting because he doesn't know what he's doing. He has no skill. Okay, most people have no idea what's going on in the market. They just have no idea. They have no idea why things happen. The market changes all the time. That's why I tell people you've got to be paying attention on the daily. And if you're not going to make money in the market. Simple as that. You snooze, you lose. Focus and massive will handle. Yeah. Yeah, money flow. That's what I said. Now, I'm not guaranteeing we're going to, but there's a high, that's exactly right. You know, as I said, money flow. If we look at this pattern here, and now we have this documented on my live stream. Something. All my live streams depict the future most of the times, right? So, step 1, SPY is set up to go test 285, 290, in my opinion. Okay. Why? Well, how do you expect a stock like AMD to do well? Money is flowing into different securities and out of others, and there's a rebalancing happening, and then for all you know, Apple goes back in favor before the end of the year. Market rallies off of Apple's comeback. But we don't need to guess. We will wait for signals. But I'm saying these are possibilities. The market never makes anything simple. But if we look at the monthly chart, we are still never violated something on a monthly, never. We've now created a new higher low. You see, when we did this, the stock clown thought he was right. Wrong! Boom! We just retraced now. Question is, do they want to fill the gap? Possible. They may not. And if they do, it may not even last long. Market was so volatile once they would swing 400 or 500 points one way and 500 points another way. So both sides could be wrong, but in the end, the market went 400 down, 500 down, 500 up, and then another 500 up. Smashing the donkey shorts. Power trick or trade winning the real direction. Even in big swings like that. Big picture always wins. Remember that, Stock Clown John. Yeah, you know, SPX, it may not go up as easy as there might be better stocks than SPX that I was looking at. So I'm going to post that inside of Power Group Trades. I was deciding about SPX, but I got a stock that I think is much better and has better signals that would reverse and make an easier and cheaper options too. You can buy and make a way more money. I'll have an option plan for that. So someone who just buys one of those options can make 10, 8, 9K if they want, just on one option. Something the Stock Clown just won't be able to do because he don't have vision. Because he has to be wrong. He has to be right the wrong way. See? Doesn't know what he's talking about. Just flaps his mouth. Doesn't know nothing. Yeah. Well, I got some plans, Robert, really. You know, like, I was kind of disappointed with Apple, but you're never going to always win. We have so many winning trades in Apple. And, again, my winners are still much bigger than the losers, right? See, Stock Clown says he doesn't... Anyways, I don't want to talk about Stock Clown. You know, the Stock Clown's a chicken, basically. And if the guy would have battled me on StockTwits properly, instead of calling names, it would have been such a better resolve. But he was the big chicken, the instigator, and StockTwits doesn't see that guy is the big problem. That's why it's a clown play, StockTwits. My projection, StockTwits will be finito 5 years down the line. You don't need a StockTwits. Everything can be done on Twitter. StockTwits is a joke. Clown. When you have moderators that don't see the difference between a guy who flaps his mouth, he just laughs at people. People, you know, and then I crush the guy and he cries to them like a baby. They say, I broke the rules. I didn't break no rules. He cried to them like a baby. And they didn't look to see that he's the culprit. That he sends the negative messages to me all the time. And then I tell him, let's solve this like a man. And he chickens out. Tells me, don't block me, and he blocks me. Because he knows he couldn't beat me. See? I don't back down. If I'm wrong, I'm going to say it. I never back down. Because I know I'm going to win. So, the people who were smart, they run for their life. Like Dan Sanger ran for his life. That's it. You're not going to fight. How do you depict that? You were calling for the market to crash at February 11. I got it February 11, 2016. He's calling for a massive crash. And I call for a reversal. And I'm massively right. Then I point that out to him and he ran like a baby. Wham, wham, wham. Because the people don't want to show the truth. But people are dumb anyways out there. So you know what? I don't care. I've proven myself to people who want to see it. Most people are blind to the truth. It's like everywhere in life like this. Just blind to the truth. They want to accept the lies of mainstream society thinking. Okay. Too bad for you. You know, I don't need to... I have my documented proof. Like when I make a statement that I crushed the world record holder, I crushed him in terms of analysis skills. It's crushed. It's documented. You can see it. I've documented it. I videotaped it. I showed what he said, what I said. You can see he had no idea that... Do you know the market never looked back from what my plan? Never. February 11. I said February 11, 2016. Carl Icahn was talking so negative about the market. He talked like it was going to crash to nothing. Here we're sitting in new highs. Remember, as I said to you, one man can wipe out billionaires. With the right mindset. It's all this. This is more powerful than money. The mind. And what good is money if you don't even know how to take care of your health? Steve Jobs, great example. So, enough of my ranting. But these are reality things I want people to think about. You know, I tell it how it is, right? You have people talking about mainstream people that they put them as celebrities, and they're just clowns. You know what I mean? They're just clowns. Oh, the clown. Anyways. But the clown is just a clown. I mean, the guy's just, you know, a clown is that he can't admit he's wrong. And that's it. Well, we don't have an Apple trade, Wendell, right now. Apple is out of favor for me right now, for now. I have new plans that I'm focusing on, and that is inside of a Power Group Trades. Yes, we lost an Apple. I had an Apple plan, and it was a loss for now. It was a loss. Yes, I had a loss in Apple. See, unlike the stock clown, I tell it how it is. But I've also had many wins in Apple. My theory is not to try to make money in Apple right now. Is to make money in what's more in favor, and that's how you make your money back. You don't. A lot of people, they double down. And again, my opinion, Apple long term is going much higher. For some reason, there's and it could be the grand scheme. They pull it back. They kill the some of the longs, you know, in the bulls for the options. There's a reason. There's a reason. Like I don't want to talk about the reasoning, but Apple definitely, you know, it's one of the stocks that it pulled back more than it should, and there's something not right temporarily. So why would we want to focus on making money on that when I know there's some stocks that have better signals right now, that are better setups, that can make us a lot of money when the market flips? Better than Apple. When Apple comes in favor, we'll make some more money. But that's how I make money. I don't focus. I don't care about that. I don't want to try to write like if I'm wrong on something. Like I've been right about Apple massively 10 times more than I've been wrong. If I'm being right, like let's say 90% of the time, and then the odd 10% I'm wrong on the short term. And this Apple was tough. But I blame Goldman Sachs on this move too. But Apple followed along with it. So for whatever reason, I don't know. And I don't care. Goose. You know, Wendell, I never said, I've always admitted that we don't always win, but we win more than we lose. This is what I say is a stat. And what happens is you can even lose quite a bit of percentage, and because you're ready for it mentally, you can make a, listen, I'll give you an example. I'm going to give you the FedEx, because she's a new FedEx story. I want to tell you a true story here. This is where this proves everything right here. And I remember this so much, you know. I had a new guy I was talking with and everything. And we were struggling, you know, because this is what happened. FedEx went up and we were making money. All of a sudden we're in losses. But I said we gotta hold the support. And then it was chopping for weeks. We were holding this at a 50% loss. And just 3 days before the big move, I said, guys, I see a big move coming. We're going to be laughing to the bank. While we were laughing to the bank, Stock Clown made no money and was wrong, the big picture. And not just a little bit, massively. My targets were a baby 240. I wasn't just massively right. I was super massively right. It went way above my targets. My targets were just baby 240. But I wasn't just right. I smashed it like a Mack truck through a wall. I was right, and the clown was wrong like a pebble on the ground and me stomping on with my foot. You know, him being the pebble, me, my foot stomping on. Yeah, Dexter remembers this. Dexter made a killing in the FedEx. Killing. He knows what I'm talking about. And that's big picture thinking. The clown, old world thinkers couldn't think like that. They're shorting. Too high, FedEx. Still, to this day, FedEx is higher from here. To this day, from here. Poor, wrong stock clown. Old world thinkers. Wake up, people. These guys are little baby pebble thinkers. How do you make big money? Even with a small, listen to me, even if you have a small account and you get the right option direction, you catch one Amazon trade of PowerTarget Trade. 1.6K, 9K. Catch one of those. Even if we lose one of those and we catch the winner, whoo! Just like FedEx. All I gotta do is come up with, and PowerTarget Trade always does, we come up with one, just one big picture plan to catch. And you can make a year's worth of money. For some people. Or you see your account massively rise, where then you have more money to work with and make more money with yours truly, the big picture leader. I love it when I'm right. And I can't wait to reference these streams. Just like I was right here. I talked about 260. Ba-boom! And we're still higher from that point. Stock clown, still wrong. Since SPY 225. What is good, you mean? Google? Yeah, this is good. That's what I said, small working out. This is good. Definitely. This is in favor. In fact, as a tip to people, I've talked about this, and this, if there's a stock that's in favor of going higher, it is this. Definitely money is winning, or in media section, it's this. It's a long time in the making. I think I've explained that inside of Power Group Trades, that it's a long time in the making. Disney. It's very interesting. Now, how does a stock like Disney, these are signs of the market are higher odds that we have a very good December than not. Just saying, people. And you just can't always have sunshine and roses. So we'll be prepared. PowerTarget Trade, yours truly, the big picture leader, is preparing for massive gains. I don't care about rinky dinky. I may miss some money here and there. I want to catch the big picture, and we'll be prepared because we know the market. We looked at statistical measurements, key stocks. This market doesn't favor lower. It's got to make people believe that. PowerTarget Trade, big picture leader. I said it. It's all here documented on my live streams. If people look at my live streams, see I'm way more correct than wrong. Stock Clown is. If you look at his stream, he's way more wrong than correct. Way more wrong. Massively wrong. Then he's so good he has nobody commenting on his stream. Lunatic. Anyways. Goose. Is a Google goose? What is it? What is this GOOS? Canada Goose Holdings. Oh, is that what you mean? Yeah, I mean, this is a stock I don't want to trade. I don't trade though, just because it's a low volume stock. I mean, it had high volume today, but I don't like Goose. There are better setups than Goose. Let's look at how is Lulu doing. I don't think it's even. Yeah, I prefer something like this apparel. This is an apparel, right? So, Lulu. I gotta take a look at Lulu. Yeah. Lulu. Go to the best apparel. Say look at Lulu. Let's look at what was that? GOOS. GOOS. It's a new stock, that's why it's just you can make money and I prefer Lulu. Bet on confirmation. I mean, this sucker is setting up definitely for higher prices. I gotta take a look at it. I gotta take a look at it. So that's my answer. Hello, Mr. Stock Market Investing. How are you, my friend? What's your thoughts on the market? Do you think we're going to be going lower or higher? Yeah, I'm not going to... Well, let me make a point here. You see, let me make a point here, stock market investing. Here we made a lower low from, we broke that cycle. So we had lower high, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. But now we created a new one here at the 259. There's a possibility that they fill the gap, and I say a possibility unless they flip it. And we have a flag here in place, okay? So if they pull this back, and then we have Goldman Sachs. I want to make this different distinction here. So you have the bank stock, okay, where when the SPY was making new lows, the Goldman Sachs did not. Now Goldman Sachs went lower, and the SPY could not. So that is very interesting, in my opinion. That the SPY has the strength with the banking stock weaker now and lower. And it doesn't have lower, it has now, it totally doesn't look good at all, the banking stock. It could chop around, but you know what I mean? Like the market is still very strong, and it's just searching for new catalysts, my opinion. And then my opinion is not so simple. It's everyone searches for it to go lower, but it's not that simple. When you have a stock like AMD going up 6% today, with Apple being weak, 6%. On our options making money in AMD. So then you have stocks like Disney. So there's things that are in favor. Yeah, I don't think we will retest 260 on SPY, maybe 260. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's exactly what I'm trying to say, stock market investing. This is a scenario where it's most likely to happen. But doesn't mean that doesn't mean that it make it. We'll see. Yeah, that is the most exactly, because I think that this, due to the Goldman Sachs and due to things like AMD and Disney, other sectors, the market's rotating. For all we know, Apple is done on purpose so that they set up for a December rally. This is a possibility. It's a possibility. But we don't need to, these are just possibilities because of what I'm seeing, okay? Market is not making it simple. Market changes its mind in what's in favor. Because Apple was doing very well. And it lost its favor for whatever reason. It had multiple signals. But I blame the Goldman Sachs for this. I honestly blame, and for some reason it affected Gold. I mean, look at Goldman Sachs. I mean, this is one of the reasons that caused the market to pull back. But the SPY, regardless of Goldman Sachs dropping like this is what's bullish, in my opinion. This is what I'm trying to say here. This is what I'm getting at. And there's other factors, but this is one simple explanation. Look at the SPY. It didn't make a lower low. It's still higher low now. It's still formulating the higher low. It can go and test a little lower, but that wouldn't make a lower low. You have to break this low. And the odds of it doing that, very slim. Very slim. Oh, stock clown, I cannot wait to see we go up higher. And even my friend here, the stock market investing guy, realizes the same thing, right? After, maybe, hopefully, from my explanation, right? Because I'm just going by what the market is, what I'm getting from what the market's saying. Not by fundamentals. You're never going to figure it out by fundamentals. There's too many variables. There's too many variables. Too many variables. But the market gives us other clues in other key stocks. Look at the apparel stocks, strong. Like, that's not a market that wants to crush you. Trust me. And Apple is still a bullish stock. Even though it pulled back, It's a bullish stock. It's $170. It's 100, or no, sorry, 180 something dollars. What's bearish about that? The stock clown said that that it was a too high at 140. An investor who's hold Apple at 140 is still massively higher in their stock value and price still. Long-term investors aren't worried. Warren Buffett isn't worried. Warren Buffett's up in money. Dollar bills. You know, massively up. Right? He still doubled his money. See? That's big picture thinking. That's the difference between billionaires and pebble traders. Right? They don't see the big picture. So sometimes you're going to lose money doing the right things. That's okay. The question is, if you're right more than you're wrong, you're going to be fine, right? As long as you have good strategy. Do you make bigger winners than your losers? Well, we do that all the time. It's all documented on my stream, right? On my YouTube channel. That's why I tell people, study the created playlist. Look for yourself. Do your homework. It's right there. Right in front of your face. The proof, the truth. I took the time painstakingly to do that, but most people are lazy. 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 That's right. I agree with you 100% stock market investing. But that's the odds. Honestly, the odds favor, because with Apple pulled back, right? Think about it this way. Apple's pulled back, right? The darling. And then she comes back and she come back in favor, right? And Apple rallies back to where it was, to 230. And it decides to do that towards December. What do you think is going to happen with the market? Stock clown. John? That's just a possibility, but we have other clues. Apple isn't giving the clues right now. Apple's pulled back City right now out of favor for very good reason. For all we know. Just saying. Just saying. We'll see how right I am about this thinking. The shakeout is right. Stock. Does the market make anything easy? No. But if we are higher at the end of the year. And who was right with this? That is the difference between leadership and guessership. Right? In my opinion, I am right as a leader because I've been talking about the SPY higher since February 11, 2016. I said it back in April. Okay, I defended the market back over here, and I don't know about you, but we're higher from here. Would you not agree? And we went from here to here. So I still think I know what hell I'm talking about. And that we'll make the massive turnaround so people are not mentally prepared. They're thinking the market is too high, like the stock clown or whatever. There's a lot of stock clowns out there. Won't be prepared, or they'll be cashing out instead of catching the gains because they're mentally prepared, not prepared to catch the big gains when they come, like FedEx. So I'm telling you right now, guys, you catch one of my plans, just one like this, and they're going to come. It's going to come this year. And I'm going to document it too. This FedEx, Dexter knows the story about FedEx. 50% against us. And I said 3 days before this massive move, we're going to be smiling to the bank. I see that happening. That is leadership. That's what penny stock traders, world record holder, can't do. Can't do that. Said it before it happened. While defending it. Can't do that analysis skill. Stock clown was short FedEx. Crushed. Options. Imagine a $100 option turning to 1,000 a piece. The 225 calls, no word of a lie, right? But this day here. If you bought 225 calls, I think they were December. You see this move we made a few days? They turned to, because I flipped into them. They turned because I had first we started with the 225s. Then what I did is I held some 225s and I flipped into the 225s. I took some profits, put them into the 225s. For every $100 you invested, it went up 10 times. We were prepared for that. Do you think a stock clown was prepared? No, he was short. He had no idea. In fact, most professionals out there had no plan like mine or weren't prepared like that. That's where I win. That's where we shine. That's where the guys who are studying and are prepared to take the wins and the losses and be ready to catch that winner in times of difficulty will always rise to the top. Very good. You're right, 100% stock market investing. Exactly. So what you're saying are catalysts for a higher market. So the market's setting itself up, would you not say? It looks bearish to the donkeys out there, the dum-dums, the stock clowns out there. But they don't want to understand why things are happening. Things happen. The market cannot just go up all the time. It's going to go up. But it's doing something. And I'd rather focus on what is it trying to really do. Do I going to be a little donkey short to short? I ain't shorting nothing. I'm looking to go long the right because the market favors higher prices. It doesn't favor lower prices. There's no money to me. There's less money to be made to the downside and way more to the upside. Just got to be patient for it. Just like FedEx. Believe me, guys, I'm telling you, everybody knows, I tell you, I was suffering for a couple of weeks in this stock. But the vindication of how I felt, that's why I talk about the story. That's why I'm telling you from real passion, from real experience. You got to learn to go through the tough parts, stick to your guns, and have a good picture in mind for the right reasons, as long as everything holds. And you will be rewarded handsomely. This is a different mindset of thinking. Follow the big picture leader. You'll be... Because I'm about trying to understand what the market's saying. I never said I'd fight the market. I never said I'd be 100% correct. Because sometimes the market changes its mind. I got the raw signal wrong. I try my best. Who wants to lose money? But it's not about that. It's about being right more than you're wrong. That you have to be. That is what I am. That's what I'm not worried about. The market played its games, but I tell you what it's setting up for. And we're going to prepare. I'm preparing for that. Stockholm. All documented on my live stream. But we will make updates on top of that as well. That's right, Dexter. See? We got some smart people in our group, right? We need followers. You know, we got the top people. I tell you, I got some good followers in my group. Very top, like the higher probability people to succeed. A lot of people out there are trust me. I deal with a lot of people over the year. Like, I can say hundreds of people have come in and out of Power Group Trades. I've kicked a lot of people out. And my stats tell you that most are donkeys, lazy people. They want a quick buck. They don't want to ride the different waves of the market. They'll never make it. Never. Never make it. Not the big money anyways. Yeah, small time. Of course, you're a top follower. I mean, I tell you, listen, I got a lot of good guys in here, right? But what I'm saying is the good people are far fewer than the horrible ones. This is why the market has few winners. The win rate will... You have a lot of people who lose because they never want to learn why they're losing, right? And you can have the best information in front of them and they're too blind to see it. This is the reality. I said this, I've admitted this, I've told people that, you know what, it doesn't matter how good you are. The best information is never accepted by the masses because they're not smart enough to understand it. You know, much like the health things, you know, people, you know, I talked about Charles Poliquin and, oh, he's a guru, yeah. Well, the guru with health advice dies at 57, 58 years of age. And people don't want to realize that one thing I did my studies on him is he had no idea our understanding about fasting, and I know this because he said what he said that he couldn't do it, and so far he did not understand. Even if he was busy reading hundreds of books, well, that what good did that do? So people, I know an analogy. I got people want to put him on a pedestal. I can tear him apart, and the proof is very simple. You read hundreds of books, but yet couldn't prevent yourself from a preventable heart attack, right? First of all, what are you doing with a distended stomach and your biceps are what are you doing? Your focus is in the wrong area, right? Anyways, so that's how people are, and these people, they don't look at, oh, he's a strength sensei. I listened to what he said about nutrition. Mainstream thinker. He's telling people this, telling people that. Some people would ask him about the fasting, and he goes, well, you tell the reasons about different, whatever. I can't do that. He kind of put him down a bit. Well, I can assure you, if the strength sensei listen to PowerTarget Trade, or people like-minded anyways, he would have a better survival rate. But anyways, people, mainstream thinking, mainstream doctors, people rather listen to them, right? They rather listen to the people who are sick themselves, right? They don't want to listen to truth people. A lot of people want to listen to what's untrue. I got a lot of documented proof of how powerful fasting is. It's out there for people who want to see it and understand it. If you don't want to understand it, well, then you're stuck in a low mentality, right? And how can I say this from experienced people? No, looks 10 point. I have so much experience in all this stuff. Yeah. I have so much experience in this because I've been always into my health. So, but I was never happy. And it all stems from one problem: the diet itself, the food. It's not the carbs that are the problem. It's not the fats that are the problem. It's none of those are the problem. There are some carbs you shouldn't have, but what I'm saying, that's not the problem. You need carbs. You need all the macronutrients, right? The problem is the frequency. The frequency of eating is the killer. That's it. It's that became very apparent to me. Look around. Charles Baldwin, gone. This guy was supposedly a diet guru, a health guru, master. 57. People think, oh, it's his own lifestyle. Whatever the hell he was doing was massively wrong for his body. But he said he knew it all. He read 100 books a day, a week. See, people think more is better. He would preach this. You should know more. He knew he couldn't save himself. You know what I'm saying, people? It gets me mad. People don't even see in front of their... I had some people, giving me some comments. Most people at 46, my age, don't look like me. Can't run like me. People haven't seen the way I could run. And how I'm training differently too now. I'm doing some things I'm working on some new things that people aren't doing. To advance me, to advance my health. So I already, on a physical level, I assure you that Paul Quinn at my age did not look or feel like me. Because he's probably also enhanced. I'm natural. Natural. You can see I'm natural. But in my age group, 5% of the men in the world, 5%, listen carefully, 5% are in my realm. I am a leader in the realm. Right? I'm not talking about people who look good because they take steroids. Just to look good. I'm talking about physically, health, blood work, all that stuff. Blood pressure, all these things. Being able to run. You know what I mean? Not these drugged up bodybuilders. They look great, fantastic. Well, some of them now, they got distended guts and all that stuff, but that's not healthy. See, what people think is, oh, I'm not talking about big muscles. Big muscles are not what you need. You need to have muscle. It's not the big muscle. It's that body fat to fat ratio and health and how you move and feel. I mean, why should you, to look good, right? What good is it to look good if you feel sick? So I put out good information, and you have troll. I have people over there they look at that, because they don't pay attention to what I said. If you listen to what I said in that video, you see how I make a lot of sense what I'm talking about. Like, I thought about this nice and hard. Like, I had to throw away all kinds of my old beliefs, and I did that right away. And I'm not going to look back. I already know that this fasting is nothing new. It was talked about 100 years ago, but they wouldn't listen. Do yourself a favor, do some research and study, listen to some Dr. Jason Fung. Listen to what he says of why in the mainstream, and that guy's got, anyways, there's amazing stories information's coming out of that, but I've done my due diligence. And I bet I bet over a lot of people I'm right that they're going to be there. But mainstream won't. They can't make. Listen to me. The doctors won't want to admit to it because they can't. They don't have a solution. They cannot. You cannot beat. Listen, you can't beat fasting. The right way of doing it. You can't beat that. Nothing can beat it. No medicine, no drug, no method, no diet system. Nothing can beat the guy who fasts in health. No one will be able to beat them. I guarantee you. In health metrics, health, I'm talking about here, and how they move. In sports, people will push their bodies to the limits, but then they have to retire from it. Those same sport guys, you take a guy who's in health, the health guy will crush the sports guy. Crush him. Me, a lot of those athletes crush under my feet because they won't be able to do what I do at my age when they retire. They'll go fat out of shape. They don't even know what health is. They only train to win in a sport. Once they don't do this sport, take a look at Mike Tyson, for example. Fatso now. Doesn't train anymore? Fat guy. What does he know about health? Nothing. That's not the same thing with what I'm doing. I'm a leader in what I'm talking about. Me. I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna document this from where I am now. Every year, documentation. And we'll see if I'm not the big leader in both metrics. We'll see if I'm not the big picture leader. We'll see about it. We'll see. Stock Clown John. See, Stock Clown John is getting to 50. We'll see where I am at 50. If you don't listen to, who doesn't listen to me? It's going to be crying. Wah, wah, wah. Good night, guys. Yeah, that's why I preach both health and wealth. Who's doing that? Who is doing that in the community? Big picture leader is. That's who. And I'm documenting both things. People don't take their health seriously. Big fat mistake. Big fat mistake. Have a good night, guys. I gotta go. Big fat mistake.